Little is known about the teenager's history prior to her move to Weatherfield last summer, where she reunited with her mother, Detective Sergeant Lisa Swain. Fans of Coronation Street have expressed their discomfort and unease as a new storyline twist involving Betsy Swain's biological background begins to unfold. Details about the girl's life before arriving in Weatherfield and settling in with her mom on the iconic street remain scarce. Betsy quickly gained a reputation for being a bit of a handful, especially after nearly entangling herself with solicitor Joel Deering, who turned out to be a predatory figure, grooming underage girls like Lauren Bolton. What has been confirmed is that Betsy's second mom, Lisa's late partner, tragically died while on duty. And in scenes yet to air, Lisa becomes irritated after discovering her daughter snooping around. Lisa catches Betsy rifling through one of her confidential files and snatches it away, which only heightens Betsy's curiosity. When questioned, Lisa fabricates a story, claiming the document concerns Betsy's parentage and that she won't be allowed to read it until she turns 18. Later, Carla walks in to find Betsy going through Lisa's old paperwork. Later on, Betsy shows Lauren a photo on her phone, an image of a letter she discovered that contains information about her mother, Becky. She's determined to uncover the truth. When Lisa suggests they grab lunch together, Betsy pretends she has plans with Dylan Wilson. However, once she and Lauren arrive at the prison visiting area, Betsy confesses she's feeling extremely anxious. Soon after, Logan approaches the girls with a confident stride, and Betsy tells him she's there to get to the bottom of what really happened to Becky. But will Logan reveal the truth she's so desperate to hear? Elsewhere, Steve McDonald accidentally reveals to Lisa and Carla that Betsy isn't out with Dylan after all, and that she actually booked a taxi to Highfield Prison. As the topic of Betsy's parentage continues to swirl, Coronation Street viewers have taken to social media to share their theories about the secrets those mysterious files might be hiding. A look into Coronation Street star David Nielsen's life beyond the Cobbles reveals his time living abroad, the real story behind Roy Cropper's iconic shopping bag, and his unexpected rise to viral fame. At 76 years old, the actor has impressively portrayed Roy Cropper, the cardigan-clad, kind-hearted cafe owner, for 3 decades on the long-running ITV soap. Nearly 3 decades have passed since David Nielsen first appeared on Coronation Street, and now the veteran actor is being honored with a special award. At 76, Nielsen has portrayed Roy Cropper, the beloved cardigan-clad cafe owner, for an impressive 30 years, having first stepped onto the famous Cobbles in July 1995. Roy originally resided in the flats on Crimea Street, sharing the building with fellow tenant Deirdre Barlow. He eventually found work at Jim's Cafe on Rosamond Street. A year into his time in Weatherfield, Roy purchased Alma Baldwin's majority share in the cafe and rebranded it as Roy's Rolls, the name it still proudly carries today. Although Roy was initially introduced as a minor character, he was given a more central role in 1997 and has since been part of several major story arcs. One of the most groundbreaking was his relationship and eventual marriage to Hayley Patterson, the first transgender character in a British soap, played by Julie Hesmondhalgh. Another memorable plotline involved Tracy Barlow drugging Roy's drink at a wedding and pretending they had slept together. She later claimed to be carrying his child, causing turmoil for Hayley. Eventually, the truth came to light, and Roy and Hayley went on to become godparents to Amy, Tracy's daughter, with Steve McDonald. In 2010, Roy and Hayley were finally able to tie the knot legally after a change in the law allowed their relationship to be officially recognized. Sadly, Hayley's journey ended in January 2014 when she chose to end her life in Roy's arms, taking a fatal drink after being diagnosed with terminal pancreatic cancer. Despite the emotional storyline, actors David Nielsen and Julie Hesmondhalgh recently warmed fans' hearts with a heartfelt reunion. Julie, still cherished for her portrayal of Hayley, stepped on stage to present David with the prestigious Outstanding Achievement Award at this year's British Soap Awards, held on Saturday, May 31st, and broadcast to audiences on ITV on Thursday, June 5th. Yet beyond the glitz of awards night, how much do fans truly know about the man who has brought Roy Cropper to life for nearly 30 years? Before joining Coronation Street, David Neilson already had a few TV credits to his name. Notably, he even appeared in EastEnders, the long-standing BBC rival to Corey, back in 1991. David Neilson made his EastEnders debut in August 1991, portraying Mr. Webster, a character who appeared at Nick Cotton's doorstep looking to purchase his house. If you were to track down the scene, you'd see a very different David. Slicked back dark hair, sporting a Cockney accent, a far cry from the soft-spoken Roy Cropper fans know today. In addition to that role, David racked up appearances in shows like Young at Heart, Blue Heaven, written by Frank Skinner, Casualty, and Heartbeat, among others. But before finding steady work in television, he held down several odd jobs to make ends meet. At the age of 20, David left his hometown of Loughborough and moved to London to train at the Central School of Speech and Drama. To support himself through drama school, he worked as a gas fitter, sold ice cream, and poured drinks behind the bar. Tragically, just before landing the role that would define his career in the 1990s, David lost his mother, Phyllis. But her memory lives on in a small yet iconic way, through Roy Cropper's well-known shopping bag. Speaking to the Mirror, David once explained, "That bag went around Loughborough Market for many years. It must be 30 years old now. My mother died just before I joined the show, so I was throwing things out and thought it would suit Roy." He added, "Roy was always knocking on Deirdre's door, offering to do her shopping. At first, the props team gave me a standard carrier bag, but I'd often see men standing at bus stops with those old shopping bags and thought it would suit the character. Plus, it's perfect for carrying my scripts." David also revealed a touching detail about another of Roy's trademark items. The key on the bit of knicker elastic attached to the bag, "That was my mum's," he said. "We tied it to the bag for her because she was always locking herself out. She constantly had to call the police or a glazier to break in through the window." Throughout the highs and lows of his career, David has had one constant in his life: his wife, Jane Neilson. The couple has been married for nearly 48 years and share a son, Daniel, who has since made David a proud grandfather of 2. While Roy Cropper remains a central figure on Coronation Street, David's personal life is a world away from the Weatherfield drama. The actor previously shared with the Mirror that he lives in Barcelona, a lifestyle choice that offers him peace and privacy, away from the public eye. "I need to step away from Roy and just be myself," he explained. No one knows Roy in Barcelona. David has spoken openly about why he and his wife chose to settle in Spain. "If I spend a few days in Spain, I actually forget what I do for a living, and that's important," he shared. "So when I return and someone calls out, 'Roy,' it takes me a second to realize they're talking to me. But with it being just a short flight, commuting to Manchester is no problem." He also explained the move was partly motivated by a desire for change. "We wanted something exciting. I enjoy trying new things, learning a new language, embracing a different culture. Our son Daniel had gone off to university, and we were living in a big house in Bristol. We just thought, what's next for us?" More recently, David became an unexpected viral sensation, and it had nothing to do with Coronation Street. The actor was spotted at a football match cheering on his local team, and a clip of him chanting enthusiastically with fans quickly spread across social media. Even the club got in on the fun, proudly posting on X, formerly Twitter, and dubbing itself Roy Cropper's Blue Army in tribute to his appearance. Colson Smith, who played Craig Tinker on Corey until just last month, later recalled the moment during an episode of the On the Sofa podcast, which he co-hosts with fellow cast members Jack P. Shepard and Ben Price. He remembered David walking into work the next day with a grin, joking, "I've gone viral, haven't I?" Colson also praised David's talent, saying, "It's a testament to Dave as an actor and to Roy as a character. Roy is incredibly layered, and the sheer amount of dialogue he handles is remarkable.